Position in that. He's in the position already. Chief of staff. I tell you. Paparazzi follows up. Straight. Show down.
Awusia commodity bi ekoso komachwe bi ekoso wa beka ya Dr. Mr. Oti Bonshu akesi people say ono the base a wati nyina no onani abre pese Ghana nya third force no enye bibia nemom said the benye business minded person na what transform Ghana eno na wohwe na awusia emire bia okudi nkomo I think United Television what it just say empo say Ibrahim Mahama say despite say Kennedy say when a person will be the base anymore or do he say the panel a business person na the entity betray happen so e say nkomo twetwe bi akwani mo pa ama Ibrahim Mahama e bi ebe onwa nkomo twetwe bi akoso akwani mu a Ibrahim Mahama enso ade na not to the base sense. Now, so many Ibrahim Hamaka, you said Kennedy Agyapong or they are involved in politics as how business. As compared to Ibrahim Hamaka, which were on the end of when point, will be a shame said Kennedy Agyapong now will be the base no enemy third force, not Ghana, so and your master. Now, I was here. Come on, Ben, I this conversation, the one. Then you know, draw conversation was say, Genfi Media 24. Na Esos Channel and also FMI.
Say Ibrahim Mamo, second Agyapong, Ghana phone.
And that today he is using the power of the state.
Mahama.
If you look at the speed and the alacrity with which the Attorney General is saying that they will collect the cases of OSP, it tells you there was something premeditated. We have a deliberate plan for Agenda 111.
Can continue Komoi Emra.
Okay.
And said the base.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Mahama.
Okay.
And Afi Honorable Kennedy. What would you PM?
Oh, okay.
And Tiasan Ebeset to Medi National.
Okay.
Yenny can cheer him running a Koba Abja and somewhere cheaper.
Ghana phone and young people for Mbofu. So, because MPP for Mbofu, dear, I say, Bibinti and I'm yes, sir. Ejama Ghana a penisia or man Ghana disamre say ya koye no mani abeyachi ya koye no mani abeyachi ya try lawyers ya try papi by and try businessman by a pay businessman ba ko bi ameba say Ibrahim Mamo secondary Agyapong and businessman bi abehwe say dey na otimi dey bo man Ghana ya o mema man Ghana mabunu ani da so ma o monya adwuma ye eno ne hia ye enye se bia o lawyer bia ko school wo de ye funu ne nam ntina ye the base ye ba se mabunu ani da so ya mabunu benya adwuma ye eno ne ha ye
etina se mo de se obi bedi mo movement nanim kura no a business people na muhia wo mo
ye hia mo try businessman ba ko pe Ghana and
it is ankoye ken kura no a still a businessman must lead the movement.
You say sister oko USA babia a business in the country no.
Oh, the best for say Ghana first.
Oh,
Omumoto no me fe no chance here. Omo say Ghana first.
The question.
I believe in omunia ma no omoye no. Me ye nyagidie bi wo.
Oh pa.
Say uti omu nkomo na obia wo kwan opese ofoso bo ne bra. Ene the best a new political party. Afi no omo ba system nim. And now omo so ideas ne say they don't want to pack omo party with lawyers. Omo person omo di book for ebe pack party no na omo ba lidi. Ene omo idea ne say Ghana yakọ a very long way. You like nkrofo bi. Omo dream no say nya omo ye into business. Emo omo nso belidi a ebia oman ni be yie.
Ansa na obesan ba ho no. The bill for no say uja wo mu a. One we adwomama Ifra Konyana so 2028.
Yeah.
One Mahama retire.
Dabi.
One more fan the number of the campatino.
And I know Sabiki Kabiwaha. Say President Mama Dia Konyani we are. Ombo Pana Chow. Say on free NDC. Now on the base because NDC no. They say we're dear Konyana we. On join over the base now on more. Now
one more Gina warmer fase. Omo pe businessman. Amana babe lead the my Ghana no. And on who say.
Roger. One of the best things here Omubenya. A new political party. Now we say politics a strategy. We check a group of Nkrophobia. We betima convince one more. The right now why you now convince one more. And they say NPP believe in yempe lawyers, yempe Nkropho my brand of Mondada. Na yentwe womra. And at the base for us to pick different strategy. Say Omukas struggle with NDC and MPP are trying to perform but Omo into business. No ma convince woman, no ma chomu say, or many sick as some Yamuna Jamaso, or many Baye in Ayamwa, and nay, who track or mining teacher yem, and Timumra, Nayam Fire and Tuma Mum, Nayam Suyena is say in the political development of the country. The writer so much me convince at least 5 top businessmen. Edi wom ko the base na omu jijina mu say omu ye members omu lead partner. I am telling you say ebetwe Nkrofo omu ye into business, smaller business, retailing adwadifo ebetwe wo makọ omu dwen be kire omu say party wey ye adwadifo businessmen businesswomen ayo omu party
ana ze say no de maburu no susu ye jobs enti wesenka Ibrahim Mahama any honorable Kennedy Pen who say
Ereta the base for king yemfa bibianto chana yemfa ni say odi asi obi beka so entimi nsi metisadi panase but yemfa ni say esia Ereta I am telling you say ade we sia say assume say Ibrahim Mahama any Kennedy Agyapong lead wo mo a Ereta any no kra ni yamani 2028 omo no be decide be election ne be ko Ereta no kra Ereta se wo hwe ye campaign phobia sema ukọ form na ye pomudin genuinely said the amount for cherish wo mo assume say Kennedy politically or Nkrofo underground omudi na chidada now ye nim say Ibrahim amanya politician but because of na doye ne niema bia oye no the organ of wo bebra omumpe political parties that they support Ibrahim Mahama so at the end of the day that chibo no to go kaso only the base for ban temple ma obetwe san Nkrofo ni nyina ko and Ebasaya, I am telling you, sir, election 2028, even both NDC and people move voters, no. Ebasaya the base for Baby.
But then, baby, a month when you are sad, dear. Ibrahim Mahama Dina, one more Dibemono. Set the again of what to do and him, sir. Ibrahim Mahama, dear. Say, I can't get a castle go NDC new.
Yes,
I at the base for so free and people. And then, Tina, one more bought Ibrahim Mahama.
The Russian said they are selling certain message. The omo person omo ka kire ne say enye MPP for omo buafu e na omo de party but Ghana for omo believe in adwene bi say yemfa business any adwuma enchichiri kru no kwan e be for so be create jobs the right enti say nei upe obi a otimi fa manfo adwuma pa Ibrahim Mahama bebo ni din
top notch number 1
mo NGCS ye party na ye pese party ne ya dream po nyina ne say ye pese ye bi enwuma ma obi aye ye pe Nkrofo a omo so gi saade ni dia why na bebo ni din Ibrahim se wo bo sa ni pani din a send message na kwa abontin say enye MPP sem enye ndisi sem the base for they are looking around Ghana ni bia ombe hu na o sa capacity oye capable of leading a political party ni image ni mu odu no they will try say ombe attract no na omo de naba
onye so say the way you see business no different from Amamu.
The right I know correct.
Obi a businessman that doesn't mean so betimi ebumai.
The right winim. Me am te hey. Me was ha adwene na won so ka no. Da bia me ka say business nko amamu nko. Enti o ka obi ka so ye no correct because ka US ka Bill Gates mu Elon Musk mu come here top politician. But one thing I enter say ne say the right businessman bia so say you don't want to run at a cost and at a loss. Say your business now baboka obi am pesa enei say you run your mind now your friend say o mind your business na se ene ye se yentam sika $97 million enkotu Amana National Cathedral businessman be bisa say ye si National Cathedral ni wia emfie dodo say ne ye betika ye benya sika ne back ana ye nya sika ne back obeka kire say it doesn't make sense ye nya ye
ende papa
enti ebasa some losses bi ho a ye bekate say ye ka say businessman enya politics a ye drop there were top businessmen on your politics Haruna Idris mom ye businessman Mustafa Hamid MPP ni otwa court kwan no oye businessman oil filling stations ahodo oye businessman Keno Foriata na oye into finance obi bank obi enuma onye businessman Erata Kennedy Agyapong onye businessman even
atofo mu nyina wo no
atofo oye businessman and this obi gina bonten no man create impression bi say obi a otifia wa bi na adwuma ono no we businessman all top politicians from Ghana no they are all into businesses obi a business e man sika into the better say idea na there I don't buy it
quick one commander you go this video emra na corruption cases BSc o de yentimra de koba abusua ensem wa kire papa obi atam 1.5 billion old currency e de akwa koto fuel e de akwa ko twa kwan so keke o drip machines no aya 2024 na asem isi yo
4th of November one day you paid over 150,000 for fuel for drip machines drip projects 150,000 one day fuel. Do you know how many Land Cruisers you can fill with that 150,000? Things are not adding up. Officers, auditors, I think this is a clue for you guys to look at it. 150,000 on one day, November 4th, 2024. All for fuel. They pay to Total Energies. And December 31st, which was a half day, that was when you drew the 200,000.
And no, the 150,000
yes.
too was by cash.
These
An
are all
assembly
cash.
that struggles to honor a checks. You dish out 150,000 Ghana cedis in cash to buy fuel in a day.
Achema.
Okay, commander.
Yeah, Director.
Answer I saw case we 2024.
Yeah.
And I see it one day.
One day.
I petrol say.
Director, petrol 150,000 Ghana cedis,
Which is 1.5 billion.
Yeah, old cities.
How can it be? How can it be possible?
Director, ni pano. Na ope sika last one because na 4th November 2024.
Okay.
Na ka 1 month 3 days near kwatwaba. Endo hunu se o aban na ekode a ene ma ye ni bi aban no ma ye busy ye campaign ma dwini so.
Oh.
Director, imagine.
Na say we say no time akufo do e be fra ban mo.
Obe fra ban mo no.
That time na people na yire omo bokro no sa.
Director, say that time no. Aban na ekọ nchen. Who knows? Ebi a ochena aban foforo beba no. Na ebi a wadwuma a wo ye no kra no kofiri wonsa. Enja te sade a ye nyina ye ni because omo hu say MMDCs ne politicians no obi e dibi.
Yeah.
Enti workers na omo so district wo no omo so be di. Ontimi nka ntre me say drip machines no coordinator na ohwe so district ho no asem we ni hu ni mu bi oniska. What is ka? Director, what bisa on say? Omo mining sites. Yeah, omo the excavators. Yeah, adwuma no. The whole day, operator baako or Yusufu was saying, no baba catcher and say 150 Ghana cedis a day for drip machine. There the country here. Director, me busa there the country.
Oh.
Eye kwan, emfikyire kwan, na omo fa so keke. Na wa catcher say one day. Na ye adwuma 1 month kwa beto fu was saying.
Maza enyan kwara o Ghana.
Director, enyan kwara o krom ha.
Dabi.
Oman we mu se bi krono bi ho a akoso ache but nyansa nim. I keep on saying say usi krono bokwan so a unim nyansa bi
1.5 billion dia koto petrol good drip machines.
One day.
Hey Maza,
one day.
Na Ghana so some man for disca o.
Director, I say ade bi ho ya adwenko so. Omo mu ya adwuma district offices, municipal assembly ne metropolitan assemblies no. Director sika o mu di no. Eye more than top politicians na ye blame omo no. Ade achi a ye di man pani atam, ye di ministers asem, me ka kire wo nei say many KMA any district all sika omudi no esene de mampani di
sa omo no de tie se MPP ba wo mu ho NDC ba wo mu ho enti ai party bi ababa bia no wo mu ho but edu time bi so a da bia no na yede I blame sin nyina kogu politicians no so we mo nya politicians so
dabi
but wo mu diska
the matter what to say ya wie no bi aba ka say revenue authority boss or district assembly yen chesi no but revenue collection no sika no dodo ni nyina no ho na ekọ o wie a na o ma di sika no na o ma ye ketua bi hu konta de atere yen na ye de no concline ya wie so any politicians na di sika no afo ye revenue sa no minister na ko je revenue no
I me say nipa odi seska no or share ye mo de sa de no kwa adwuma no I also with immediate effect empanifo timi prosecute no
brother no correct but me mo one concern say ye de ye na anya we ya nya ofa ye ase eniema bi ho a e ya adroso at this moment the only way akro no way e to betima twa ne say ye nhya asemfa nkrofon set example enye Ghana nkwa na obi bokro no na obi ebone am ya koku no I keep on saying this enye with this the right say obi bokro no say na ye china ye di na say no odifo a na ye ku no
ye mu okumfo
enji say wo ye kromfo a
sa de
right ye niema miru unim sa so we kromfo a adwuma no nkoye because wonim say won say how won hwa ye bekun adwuma no nye
okay so ye do obi set example a politicians ne wo mo ye adwuma o sa district assemblies no wo me sua nyansa
to wo mo be sua nyansa ebe ma nkwada a wo ye nkitenkete afi na wo ba no wo mo benya mentality different from ye die enti it will get to a stage chronobo e wa ban offices no ebe free ho say anye sa na say court o de ne court a na wa koye appeal na wa go stay for execution na director a whole lot of stories
okay
we mpoye de e ba bonte o na unim krono o ma ba o ma cover so yan hu director e too bad aban hwe na onya hu bibi but nipa kura odi animu ne de say de o kan with immediate effect yan che no
quick one Manchester South wo mu MP wasankasa wadi nkoma for his excellency John Dramani Mahama eno achi no Ghana for etwe na bo so e de nsem no kan ye ntem right
ade bia koso a emahu so manpanyi Mahama onsesa yo
no Mahama onsesa
say the first time no
sa no hotie onsesa e
wo se yenua omane bo amanom nyankopon to ne nsafre wo mo na ade but for a position like a defense minister ujato for close to 6 months or more. So what I say, I know say you didn't want the signal to be sent, say, Sebe.
Okoya, very pleased.
That's what I say.
Okay.
But see a bobo, that's a player be bushia. Me patrol yam for replacement ma.
Replacement ma.
Ghana phone you na betia say. E will be so money, doctor. We ni papa. He's a very good man. You see na yade. But now me feel say the subsequent handling of state craft in state Niamano, it could have been better.
I see.
Now we know a reshuffle no I now say just a one appointment.
It's just one appointment. Say that's a vacancy there.
Because
you didn't answer your mama wants to sign, but I don't want to understand.
Oh, I want to understand. The first time
I didn't want to sign.
No time reshuffle.
Oh, okay.
And na reshuffle no or train na sepa.
We are Manchester South.
Okay.
One MP.
Yeah.
Medical say MP want to do money ya.
Okay.
Party no e good because a whole lawyer or MP e wo Manchester South. Hwenkomo bi a wodi. O say John Mahama nsesan ye. Ye busan sa de ya John Mahama nye reshuffle. Na the reshuffle no I MP for kra no a no man ni nkoyi a ye tiem se mo nye reshuffle no wo mo ye.
Director omo ye we.
Na sisi de na si.
Director mentin komo bi ase. Papa yi efiti da solo kwase mu baaye. Onka nsem bi anyansa wo mu bi.
Ne onka nyansa sem da.
Director da bia nsem hunu pa. At this stage, uye lawyer ni uye MP, unim de ntia ye reshuffle. Director reshuffle ni nyina ne se, wadwuma yefo no mo ye adwuma no, obi modi monye. Na wo yi na fredo obi fofra ba ba hye ho. enti sɛ yɛka sɛ aban yɛ reshuffle a ɛnkyerɛ sɛ kyinkyina kye a ɔmo wɔ hɔ no yɛ ade a yi wɔn mu firi hɔ na woyi wɔn mu firi hɔ na wode obi foforɔ ba bɛ take you over na ɔntimi nyɛ adwuma kɔ anaa wobae NPP koduru stage a kenoforo atantimi perform bibia nkɔ yie still ɔda so yɛ adwuma yɛbɛta yɛ boka ɛnneɛma nyɛ ɛnyɛ ɔno nkoa all other sectors ɛnneɛma nkɔ yie but nanado si da bi metemeto so enei they are advising this current government say onye reshuffle why na wonyini mfiri hɔ no mfa hwan mra
ɛne asɛm
director on kan kyerɛ me minister sie wɔ hɔ yi sector bɛn ɛna ministry na perform worse than the na MPP Jan 2024 no ya ɛnu nti some minister no onya ade a yɛnyini mfiri hɔ na yɛmfo bi foforo mba
ɛne asɛm
minister bɛn in the sub transfer yɛ president mama on sign director on sign ne kyerɛ sɛ we don't change the winning team team out there abo match so the football example say me place gina park so na omo bo na omo weni a me nsesa ne nya den
na sese no me fa ne se oman no eniema de da na akwan mu jomama etoto niema gidi ka se ambi fonye reshuffle nchange kanofori ata ne yese no oman na say o
of course
dem to what ya say enti afa ni yesi show oman no na niema ekoso nkakra so se jomama on sisan ye
e ba ta wunim say the idea ne say yen tata mampani no yen nye dedengu ne so ade achi bia obi ankoka bibi mfa mampani no
eno so de gana fo mfa ho sa
enti okoyi oni asem bia na wokoka ho there is no message say NPP party pani MP we lawyer ni when your platform say something na ye hu say munya opportunity because MPP wa ban mu no wo na wuni opportunity no enne na woni opportunity enti ochina say moba power you can do something unkomuni right and this your position no ye hu atofo say mun koma na wo mudi ye hu same jamfin koma na wodi enti say party ni ba aban mu a they will give him the opportunity say omeye de okan ye no na omo hwa de but ene de wote wo say omonya reshuffle ade ya mampani nsesan mampani ni ministers ni bo adwuma no onyi wo mo na onfa na po ene mamaye minister na ene onya atofo sin na ongofa kenoforeta eme finance minister na it go to a timer na amanfo bi so Ghana for ye jimi enimu nyansa enti ade achi a no ma be ka de omo pa kire na omo ko enei omo sa de sa de na ba bi
sa we say no I the way amamoni si ko no me say da bia yen tanka say I Ghana de bibia ye yi o yen kasa asen but the way amamoni si ko no ama communication why diam MPP for
enokra
enti won ba bonti ase ya no bedi wom komo
enokra ze se okoka den the rest say die na akoka nsem bia ne abonti bi akoka because the obeka se wo ka bia no na abana ye ho adwuma anano nurses for issue and health minister sa be kirem ye no mpomasa release fund ya almost settle including teachers die nyina the rest enti se wo ba bonten na wunya bibia nka asema mpenfo ka da bia ne se wo nipam na uye din a ye bu nyansafo enti se wuni nyansasem bia ka ye din na amanfo mu nyansafo se wuni mu nyansa but se wunim na okokasa na okansem huna from that day obi an respect you
quick one health minister kasa agenda 111 asusa ban ne beye anase onye no yenya botena yentie komemra ne koba abusua ensemu achi pa.
We have a deliberate plan for Agenda 111, its completion. When we came, we allowed the complete auditing and to understand what we were inheriting. There are people who are taking mobilization they had even never reported to site and all that. Now, if we say that we'll be able to complete all the Agenda 111 projects, which is more than 100 projects within 1 year or even within 4 years, it's a lie. Let's be realistic. And I started saying this when I was in opposition, and you heard me loud and clear that there was no way we were going to be able to complete these 111 hospitals within the time frame His Excellency the President gave us. If you remember, the last time he gave us was that he was going to hand over 111, all the 111 before he leaves office, you remember. Yeah, exactly. But not a single one of them was in operation as at the time he was exiting. Okay, so what we are doing, and about 4.8 billion Ghana cedis has been spent on it. If they had strategized and they meant completing them, that 4.8 billion alone could have completed not less than 20. If you had faith, you want to build 100, at least you can start with 20.
But we are told about a number of them were at 70% complete.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. That's civil works. If you say 70% complete, it's civil works.
Oh, okay.
If you add the equipment, and please take note that if you say a health facility,
so civil works means the building.
The building. It's not only the building. Okay. If you say health facility, it's a building, the equipment, the personnel. But in terms of construction, it's the building,
okay,
and then even sometimes in some cases the consumables.
So you've been in office for 15 months. Have any of them been fully finished?
No.
Why not?
Okay, so now in the 2020 there was no budget. That was our first budget. In 2025 budget.
Why not?
Because that was our first budget, and we needed to understand what was happening.
So 2025, no money was
allocated.
Okay, what about
in 2026? We have been asked to complete 10. 10.
10 of them.
10 of them, and that's what we are working on now.
Do you know which ones they are? Which districts?
Well, I can tell you about 3 or 4 of them offhand.
But there are 10 district hospitals that will be finished this year.
That's not finished this year, but that we are continuing this year.
That you've put money into.
That you are putting money into. Sometimes I do not want to mention the facilities, because once you mention the 10 and somebody's own is not in the 10,
problem. No problem. So I'm here with you. So what I'm trying to understand is these 10.
So it's not only the
70%.
Let me give you the general.
No, I'm trying to understand.
Okay.
Don't worry, help me. These 10 were at least 70% done. Okay, so money has been allocated for it, but that doesn't mean that it will be fully operational by close of this year.
Yeah.
Because next year more money will be allocated.
Exactly.
All right, so keep going. Explain the rest.
Okay, good. So now we have a plan that, look, government should be looking at, let's say, about 35 of them that are above, let's say, 70% complete. So government must look for money and finish. That's the first one. Then we identify another about 30 to 35. Then we say, look, we have other facilities like the CHAG, Christian Health Association of Ghana. We have that relationship with them. We give them their compensation. Government pays their medical doctors, their nurses, and what have you. So can you come and pick some of them, finish, equip, and run? Non-profit organizations. What we are interested in is.
But it will still be called a district hospital?
Yeah, district hospital. It will still be called district hospital. So we will sign an agreement with them and they will finish.
Okay.
We will also get to a point where, okay, the pure private sector, given what government has expended in, let's say, the project's around 10% complete, but you, Bernard, you are interested. In order not to leave those structures to rot away, in order for us to get the full benefit on time, Bernard, we can have an agreement, bid, operate, and transfer with the state. So you continue.
But the way they will run it, it will not be publicly run anymore, because they will make it exclusive.
Yes, I agree, but it is better than allowing it to rot away. If you are saying that, let me come. If you are saying that government is going to look for 20 billion Ghana cedis to finish Agenda 111, it will take us more than 10 years to be able to do that. By the end of that 10 years, none of these facilities you are talking about can,
So for this government, you finish the 35.
That is 35. It's not as if we are finished only the 35.
No, I'm saying you finish 35 with your own budget.
Yes, that's what we are looking at.
Then another group, you partner people to finish.
Exactly.
And the third, the private sector will come in.
Yes, so you can even say that we will finish the first 35. That's what we are concentrating on now. Then the rest, we are inviting the private sector to also because more or less the CHAG are somehow. So
the health minister, of course, as a minister now is sincere.
Yeah.
And change mu.
Yeah.
Sir, now kase. One bit me reading na.
Yeah.
Na or that Ghana for.
Yeah.
On one yet send another long kufuado promise Ghana for. Kwako we achino na kwako buachi bidino.
Yeah.
But then what dim komo no be wie no and some na no keka na me there.
Yeah.
Say 35 no betimi aya wo mo ye no mo de aka no so ma private sectors.
Okay.
No ma ba be ye ni nyina.
Okay.
And no who say
The right with
because I think say bebua okopie mo kumase a Dr. Frimpong Boatie bi hospital bi o I think that twice. Sa hospital no fees a government hospital.
Okay.
Omo nyama nyina tsa government hospital.
Okay.
Omo insurance. The government ye bi eno abi no omo ye.
Right winning. I just say obia onsua de. The right private sectors no say the omo example ba ko yi. Omo bie bebre. E na osan kan ba ko omo say sa Christian commission no sa asori for no mu bi hospitals no sa SDA for Catholic for Presby for no that's a typical example na nsen ukopiem ewo be chemni dua ankwanta Catholic for a lot of hospitals ewo that area hospitals and especially dua ankwanta de no eno na ehwa yare for ewo ho but eno ntre se yenje health insurance ho yeje pa a government accredited aban ensa wom eno mo hwa yare for aban ni sika ye de sika ko se project ma wie ye nyan man nsai dabi ye nyan man nsai botaya ye de project ne se ye pese Ghana for yare a etimi hwe wo mo yade eni se asori bi osika da ho private person osika da ho na o se metimi di misika na ba be complete na ma ye adwuma nkakra tete dia ade ne man incomplete obi po areas bi a se ko mu benya mpo a anka private hospital wo ho ukwo nkurase ba bia se ka hospital wo ho po ene wo mu ko no mu tua bibi kakra mpo a ene ahwe ma ko mu pe but hospital ni ho ne se yade bona e kwan ye de ni betwa no wan hwe a onuru na wawu pa de beta me penkrofo me yesense dear adru about 70% about 35 different hospitals eno na aban ni nsa besoso na aban na timi aye ho adwuma dwie aban ni wi a dear kanu ye mpushima private sectors no na complete Remember, remember, SHS ye double track ye private schools 50 na ye di wo mo be shame no ye wu ana dabi ye nwu ye enti ema ye create picture bi say as ye the private sector be ro bibi ma ye say ye dey bi eniema no wa ho di ntimi obi si wo beso bi apoa wo na mom je say wo be break akra eka kitwa ba beka ho ede na wo mane nso amoa wo rather than say wo be ja wo niema na gu ho na pro opede he
but commander onye so say we na ha do mama ne na ban ase wo mo kan kura dodo I'm supposed to do the baby almost soon can talk because the minister never can say o my sincere ade no o mo team completing this time this year 2026 no o me complete 10 bank ekufo do aban a oh ye betime wie ni nyina na wo hwe de ye but also John Mama ban o mo kan kura do agree with o me sincere hweso abi a o mo se mu nkomu kan talk kakra
mmeba so but me dey start every baby also am touching Ashanti regional minister wetwem kosam no say mensa o say ye be wi ansa ne ato aba KJTF phase 2 ye be wi ansa ne ato aba ye to aba wie na pillars afina yesisi but ebasa edu election elected for no say we ye kohwini onka no kore but ene new road minister Kwame Agoza o kan emphatically say so am interchange no ye nya sika ne bi mfa meka ho sika ye benya beka ho no ye de be ye Kumasi outer ring road enti ye teso every 4 tier e de aba 3 tier wa kan no kore na kyerɛw but say obesu asu at the end of the 4 years say oye de o ka kyerɛ wo na the better unnim say o kan no kore kyerɛw e na wa ya ma nyansani bia be di sani panachi enti enei amanfo benwinwi kakra but by the end of 2028 aye kwoto abado amanfo be so omo soro se omo ye hero was omo kubida na na adom ka kire yen say omo be wie 111 hospitals no ansa no mafra bam ena omo ko ye ba kumpo manwie enti se wo ba na wo ye sincere to Ghana for kire omo say ye ntimi wie nemom at the end of the day makoma ko 35 for there ye be wie na ye de aka na ma private sector na omo so wie say by 2028 say utimi wie na private sector so wie ni de no na eye adwuma obi babo obi amo unyi do stage bia kanokra ye mo no kore no ene de o mamba power
na say we say no the way Ghanaian politics na ye no sa da ne ntro politics na twam say o twam dra dan dunia kwa kotoa ba Ghana for beto aba diawo
sa pepepepe samu se unim na utwa ntra next election omo beto diawo
eno so na ha MPP no
de beto na ma omo brei because ko omo kan okra kire Kumasi for say so am interchange enwie na na rebeka so obeye 5 interchange se wan ka problem ni ho Cape Coast ye besi harbor ye besi airport Dr. Mahmoud Ramiako say wan ko kan Cape Coast for ni problem but se utwa ntra kire wo mo in the next election they will punish you
okay Commander, enkohwe mra na minority for no.
Okay.
Wọ́n say John Mama ne na ban pese omu yi OSP ni free on ti no omu ye sa no. No pese omu yi OSP free okra no a. Eno no say Ghana for class nka ya sempa o. Na de enti san komo imra.
If you look at the speed and the alacrity with which the Attorney General is saying that they will collect the cases of OSP, it tells you there was something premeditated. Immediately it is done, we say, oh, we will quickly, immediately take steps to retrieve these cases. Were you waiting for it? Why wasn't the Attorney General outraged by that decision? I would have expected that they will be outraged at that ruling. And they will be those saying that we will help them to immediately appeal this ruling. Not that they should be those salivating over the carcass of that situation.
What should they do?
As I'm saying that if I expected that they would have also expressed outrage.
The sense of law say it's an overreach.
Yes, Roland. But you can express outrage.
So the Attorney General should hold before him the High Court judge?
No.
So what are you saying?
Good. Express outrage. Publicly state your position that you are outraged at this ruling and that you are going to help appeal it. Optics matter, and they matter very well in these issues. If you do that, they will know that you are on the side of this, because you cannot do anything about the ruling. You can appeal it. At the end of the day, what the court says, you must obey. But to just say that, oh, immediately the rule I've read it, I'm like, wait a minute. Were you waiting for this? Is it that this is what you're waiting for all of a sudden? They've just given you, and you are now running with so much speed and alacrity. That is what it looked like. And it looked like they never had the back of the OSP. Okay. 3, who are the heroes of the situation we are right now? The biggest heroes are civil society organizations.
What have they done?
Every single civil society organization that has come out to condemn both the ruling and the actions of the Attorney General, you are a hero for corruption. Every single civil society organization that came together, they have now filed amicus, whatever it is, they file to help fight this case. You are a hero of corruption. History will remember you. Posterity will remember you. History will remember that when there was a time when people were trying to dismantle a strong institution for fight corruption, you stood up to support that organization. You went to court and you did it, because no matter what happens, you have written your name in ink. Something happened this year when we looked at the corruption index, if you remember. Ghana moved just one step up. Transparency International and all these reports indicate that part of the reason was that they felt that institutions and organizations that were supposed to fight corruption were under siege. It's in their report. They specifically even mentioned the OSP and others for being under siege. What do you think this will do to our corruption perception index when these things are happening and when we see that the government and people are happy about that?
Preacher, minority for no just say yaji OSP cases ni nyina ma Attorney General.
Okay.
Na mami miso I OSP special prosecutor.
Yeah.
Ye create sa office no ebesi ne. Cases say no matimi edi ni ye. Amache say ya prosecute ni pan.
Director ebesi ne. Me amete hayi. Minim nipa ba kwa OSP say. Wa bokro no ya chene dina sema wie. OSP na ma ye daily na eni ourselves popular person ba boni baba akudin.
Yes no.
Director dure bia ye nyi policies in chain. The papa yi NPP for no omu bie Ghana for ani. E wo OSP ho.
Onye sure say na bi so ayo mu an kasa nipa. Nti ase ade no ase OSP ye beti omu but na be starting.
Director say I remember say time makeno forata some ne pop up na no e na Kevin Taylor be story bia na o kire say OSP no ne MP before na da sorry only MP wo agreement according to Kevin Taylor enti bibia ni wa president mama bai OSP be ya bo president mama na dream nyina ne say he is defending MPP enti president mama should make sure say obekiki OSP out oh yeah, that story very early after separate mama say in na no reta people talk say eyen komo keke eye propaganda but enemy baby amiti I see it say eyen okwe the OSP no nin sami ba ya MPP for yi menti dem biase reta sabi enipa amoa say ontimi nchi akokoba enipa amoa eduru ba bi mu so onya de mampani mfaya no all of a sudden say yes ya gini tumia or the to prosecute obi afri nsem ya the tumi na ama Attorney General back because before say OSP office never in 2018 it is only the Attorney General the prosecuting crofo after the must say ya gi tumi na free nsem now papa yi deda wo yi o say until you may be as asade e plan work that said ye eba say
na plan work cra say no anu no ana
director na me can say ye plan work ya
enu anu no
a very good plan always been to na office ho na sabi adwuma wo ye hu de wo ye corrupt cases ya aban na ni wo ho Ghana fo ni wo ho no na waso ani nyina kogu no office at the end of the day ye hu de asam ne ko Keno Foriata or say what the neighbor or Tikrom Hana or to office wo or start adwuma 2018 na Martinami Dubai and later take you over or take you over na nieme koso na no opportunity say oba invite Kenofora Taban office time Kenofora to Ghana oye finance minister ye yi ni fro 2023 2024 ni mo no opportunity say oba invite na tutu na no wanye da otwen ya me to aba wie yi etwen ma Kenofora tu kwan ansa na oba start this issue say ni power ye yi na firi ho a o te wo say on te ase say ni power ye gi power or the prosecutor obi afiri ni nsem no e dia ma de osefata say ono na mrem o se 2 minutes na o se wonte ase na nka attorney general no so sorry to say wa bodam nti na yaje OSP 2 minutes afiri ni nsem na attorney general mo ma sora kwatene supreme court say on te ase o defend OSP na attorney general sorry to say ade crazy gunitirim
okay
Roberta obia attorney general oba be attorney general no adwene Ghana fo nyina na omo kan se enei operation recover all loot brane be to corruption ase ye jiwudi se oye a very experienced lawyer unimra no na all of a sudden obaya na OSP age nsem ni nyina na o delay cases na Ghana ni etimi di asem na court na ye buo se da bi ye nyi cases ni mfiri ni nsem a nanka attorney general ko say of wa OSP so or fight against the state enya adwuma
quick one yenyina sankomo ya so na yentie wemra o de yentie nsemo a wo mu se kan wo busua ase anu ya ye tin dodo o se fa kwa bi na ya stop sankofo yi but quick one yentie mra
the occupant of the current the office currently we ma ka say de ne o ho no na e bia o de sobo no bo no na the ono so ya attorney general na no de sobo no bo special prosecutor na on the befa no edi tototo na dabi ono so no wo bi na the economics no kra ne the overall effect Chairman General who is attorney general you buy wa enter null prosecutor on cases be say enum and say 9 ni nyina so na on the defense
lawyer in the previous case
adding up to the entire you can't say you hear self vehicle way. And you hear a new office apart from the office of Attorney General. And then I know me kawo unya Samson Ladia any issues to say Dr. Yine wo sebi media bi kaka and can so dina juma to.
Oh really?
Kwame is compromised. I've just narrated the incident to you.
Because of his stance then and now.
Then and now, and then the entry of Nolly prosecutor in cases that he was defense attorney. And that today he is using the power of the state to his advantage in a private sense. Kwame, his business there has been purely personal and partisan, none of which is national in character. President Mahama should know, say, this is the beginning, is a tipping point. The small things that make a big difference.
But President Mahama so aka say previously aka say or support the office of the OSP. So here.
Of course. And now the say what Attorney General no contradicted President Mahama position no in court. Which is the right forum to argue this matter. A toda na ya mama koye a prophet. Because who said the woman General. I predicted it in 2018 when this bill became an act. Hear your brother in an article published on ResearchGate. We are only sitting on a time bomb for any accused person to challenge the constitutionality of the law that created the office when the special prosecutor begins his work in earnest. Whatever the outcome of such a case, the effect on the office will be dire. For our constitutional process. If such a case is thrown out, it amends the constitutional provision on how entrenched provisions are amended. If it is sustained, the whole process, time, and other resources, especially money, expended, would have been a waste and a blow to the fight against corruption. We are there.
Then now pache.
Yeah, me pache nyina ne said, "Ye na ye no sabre no." Ye na ye gyina ho say nke yenye referendum no. Ana wo mo say wo mo ne yenya adwene no. Anne Dr. Yine edwane aba babia ye gyina no. A wo mpese obegye atum say o dwane aba babia ye gyina no. Kwame. Ye di akogro mu ni say, sempo ne Supreme Court to kase OSP no
need to me and I say ni say one more car ya bo bebrebe no na why na ekoswa no. Now this is the last point I want to make.
Me too.
And this is where I make concessions.
Telling.
I failed or I refused to go to the Supreme Court at that time on this matter. Oh, no, come in. Me assemble a team of 5 strong lawyers on constitutional jurisprudence. Ghana hami bubo mudia across.
Yeah.
A photo back on say, were you going to stand in what appeared say a unanimous decision say OSP was a vehicle to help us fight corruption? And now we come na for say fight corruption no. And then una we standing in the way na. Na me say baby. The oti anti bi ohun yeso so a wanuka. Enti yentwen so. Enti we allowed that. And then you woman so be feel say OSP no in its current existence problem bi wo hono a ye betuma cure offer that solution ni enkio. Especially matter say ebinu nka say nka OSP no koje authorization all the time through an executive instrument from the Attorney General. Now what Attorney General no unim say woman no executive instrument no di adwuma ni ye. Why are you not giving it? I will say on Mr. Wansa. It means you are not even committed to the cause. And young mom yen tiase say adeno ye no nya atwum bi na ama ye bedu ha. Nka asemu ni ho. Nya atwum. The lack of principle and the failure to be faithful to the law. I mean, that is why we are where we are. But as a people, no, young Kai say, law is a rule of nature. And nipa yen shisheye unama kwa minia Pedro tie na minia emreku etie sabi me to me sa ewo nifa so na mantu ni ye a me premium no oye nipa me to me sa ko benkun so na mantu ni ye a me premium Pedro eye nipa untimi nkono mo nsa na wonka se me mmo onu ma obebo untimi ni oba nkoda na wonka se nyinsa ma unya
edi nkomo na odi wadi nkomo na ma na ba besim se ye problem bi na wo a yenhwe na yen solve masa ye chechiro ma yo ye need time for sa ne ma we yo
na when the creative problem no when the creative here
o se ye be kan sempo akufo adu
na the creative here ye ti krom ha yi
se o mun tin no se dwoma ma ba
na bi
kehwe ne yen solve
bi ye chechiro abo no abo ne sane no na the creative here anti prosecutorial powers ne de ye nim say Attorney General ho ne wo ye de be ma Attorney General but office ne de ye ngu no na do bada achi biema o megu office no enei mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onkogu office no na MPP for ansa me ye de say because NDC for epe corruption ti e no mugu OSP office nda bi omungu no office ne ntena ho MPP ba power da achi biem anasa His Excellency former President Andrew Akufo-Addo da achi bi so sa bedi mampani so wuko ba US biema ongu office no
now almost problem ne say Dr. Im no
okay
Attorney General no because say o NDC ni you see nya independent body bia obetimi ayes adwuma no
na former President Akufo time na do koya Attorney General na oyedi ani no MPP ni yenya independent body bi say prosecutor bia onu nko agina ba bia na don report to man na o prosecute
say eno na twam di sesi a de afi say o man na ye chichire enti sa time no na constitution ye adwuma ebesi na eye the same constitution ye nsesa no bibia change ye enti obi nkofa homa bi mehye obi kon we will not agree ye nyintum sa the right enei Ghana ha nyina ni mra no baby a omudi ye kwa akogina no omuntimi mpusha Attorney General ni nkogina ho Attorney General ni no creative office no Attorney General ni de nyina ne say enei we Attorney General aban ni nya case ya ono na obedi enti na yesama aban na se obi ni aban ni o problem na nipa ne de aban ni kokooto a ade na krata no court ni mfa nkoma OSP ade na krata no court no ode koma Attorney General it tells you say in terms of prosecution about this government a Attorney General
endi se wo ye de se asa amanfo bi plan dada e na omo pese omo yi OSP free ho e na attorney general no onye ni papa or the personal interest no ho a the brother we cannot agree. Attorney General yen adwuma.
Okay.
OSP no yen kan bi hiem e na mko create that office hoping say mo de be cha akromfo e ba ye enchi akromfo and we are no more interested. E na asem a woka say OSP no or pray no ho gi cases ni nyina de kwa ne side ke wo so onu mom e na oboa OSP na oma OSP opportunity no timi di more cases na already no OSP ni cases be na aba ono na consult to attorney general na oni attorney general so say case where the attorney general misusu say committee me di o de ba me na case be na ono consult attorney general he feels like your boss on his own na dweye ne say attorney general ba ye no na ono OSP office what that enti attorney general ntimi nkyere na adwuma enti obi ani ni lem enti Ghana ni na dey asem ko court enya attorney general independent body nipa ba ko pe e no dey ko court e na court say eyampa emra na nipa na ba say obebisa mra na be test no e no kra ya mistake na do ye mistake eni nyina ya di akire nti 2 minutes dey eneyi mimi gina be attorney general gina ya je onye na dwuma
quick one yem fancy ye ko ye se ba sisi ye ya kramo